right, I am here with one of our delegates. If you wouldn't mind, introduce yourself and tell us where you come from.
I'm Robert Banta. I'm from Zionsville, Indiana. It's a suburb of Indianapolis, Indiana, and I am a delegate on behalf of the Indiana State Chess Association.
So what's happening right now in your local chess community that you're excited about?
Well, I've got a historical archival project that I've been working on for quite some time. I've been involved. I'm both the ISCA secretary and the ISCA historian. And in my role as historian, I have been digitizing historical chess publications in Indiana dating back to the 1950s and putting them in a digital format onto our ISCA website, where we've been building out an archive of the history of chess in the state. And at this point, the number of artifacts that I've posted up there exceeds 500.
That's fantastic. What's one of the great stories that you've uncovered that has gotten lost in time, so to speak?
Well, a couple of them. One was GM Robert Byrne lived in Indianapolis in the 1960s, and he brought Bent Larson to come visit him. And when Larson was there, Larson did an exhibition, and we have a write-up in a local publication. It's kind of the behind the scenes of how that happened and where it was, and it really kind of paints a very word-based picture of what that experience was. And then another one was in the 1980s, there was a public school, PS 27 in Indianapolis, that won the National Scholastic Championship, and they made a documentary about them called The Masters of Disaster. And the documentary was well received, and they even went international and played an international competition.
So how has your state grown or changed in the last year, and what would you say is behind that progress?
Well, demographics. I think that I'm a dinosaur. I'm sort of the archetypal chess player from the 1960s. I grew up playing in high school. I played in college and things like that. I played throughout my adult life. But now I think that the demographics are switching with population immigration. There's a large number of first and second generation immigration into the state. So there's quite a large population of Indian chess players. There's a large population of Asian Pacific players. So, you know, the profile is changing a little bit. And then there's also just sort of the aging thing. I think there's one big bubble of baby boomers that includes me. And then there's sort of many spikes along the way. But now, because of the popularity of chess after the Queen's Gambit on television, we got a huge influx of girls, so we now have a much higher percentage of female participation. It used to be almost exclusively male, but now we have a good number of females playing.
So what challenges are you still working to overcome in your state?
Well, getting people involved to help run things. I think that the majority of the players are complacent about letting the same guys do the work. And every year when we have our annual meeting, I keep telling them that we need to recruit new blood, because at some point either I'll wear out or I'll pass away and I won't be available to do this anymore. And somebody needs to step up and take over. And part of the thing is they need to be trained and mentored and being able to know how to do that.
How do you think the delegate system matters to U.S. chess?
Well, I find the delegate thing interesting in that it provides you an insight into the behind the scenes making of the rules. It also lets you kind of see the more complex nature of how complex the USCF is with its executive and administrative branches, and how all of that works together to keep chess alive in the United States.
And what makes your state's chess culture unique?
Well, I think that Indiana's a small state. We have a small population. It's difficult to get all the players across the state involved because the pockets of population are spread around. There's Evansville in the south, there's Fort Wayne in the north, there's Gary in the north, Indianapolis is in the center, and we tend to over-rely on doing everything in the center just because it's convenient and that's where the population base is, but we try to move our state championship around the state to different locations to give people in different areas opportunities to participate as much as possible.
To close it out, what is your favorite chess memory?
Probably the U.S. Open in 1983 in Pasadena. I got to see Victor Korchnoi play, and it was a really interesting experience to see such a historical figure as Victor Korchnoi. And I think that year he tied for first in the U.S. Open.
Very cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.